Hello everyone, this is channel Astro Sharmistha and here we only talk about astrology. Today I'm gonna talk about Jupiter's transit for Gemini Ascendant. So first we need to understand what is Jupiter actually for Gemini Ascendant people. Jupiter is the lord of 7th and 10th house, now transiting to the 3rd house of friendly sign Leo. So here Jupiter is both the quadrant house lord, Kendra house lord. So what will happen when Jupiter will be in 3rd house being 7th and 10th lord? The entire period, I would say, Gemini people will be feeling very much positive about some collaboration, some joint venture. So if they want to go for some joint venture, so that will be a smooth phase, positive phase for them, as Jupiter is actually aspecting the 7th house of partnership from 3rd house. So that's a good period in terms of that. Other than that, Gemini people will be having some good time with your older siblings and friends also, as Jupiter being actually on 3rd house is aspecting the house of friends, house of older sibling, 11th. So in terms of these two factors, socializing with friends and some good help from friend or older siblings, that's a good time. The entire 13 months, that will be favorable. Then Jupiter being the 10th lord actually right now transiting 6th away from its own sign, own house in 3rd house. So that will give some stress time in terms of professional front, because Jupiter is 6th away from its own sign, and 6th is the house of disease, house of obstacles, enemy, all those things. So these negative factors will be in terms of profession, because it is 6th away from 10th house. So there will be some odd situation in your workstation, your workplace, your office, some trouble with your colleagues perhaps. So that is something during this time Gemini people are gonna face. But during this time also, that's a great time. I would say this above all these points I'm going to say, and that this is a very positive thing, because Jupiter is actually going to have its exact opposite aspect on 9th house, and 9th house is for higher education, going for some higher course, new course, so university degree, all these things, MPhil, PhD, whatever. So that is a very good thing. Jupiter is for knowledge, Jupiter is for wisdom, gyan, and the natural significator of 9th house is also Jupiter. So when Jupiter will be aspecting 9th house, that's going to be a very positive phase for those people going for educational front. And 9th house is also for father. So father of Gemini people will be having some very good, fortunate time. They will be feeling lucky throughout the time. Other than that, those who were planning to tie the knot for a long time, this is the time actually, because Jupiter is going to aspect the 7th house of partnership, spouse, marriage, and this is his own sign. So Jupiter will be aspecting its own house, own sign from 3rd house. I'll say that's gonna be a good time for tying knot with someone of your choice or whatever the way it is. Of course, if your dasha is supporting, dasha plays a great role. But in terms of the Jupiter transit, that's a really positive phase for getting married. And suppose you are planning to actually start up some business, some new project, or work with your younger sibling. So this is a good time, because Jupiter is in 3rd house of younger siblings, and it's aspecting the house of partnership also. So this actually 3 and 5, 3rd and 5th house, making this relationship of 5th and 9, that's kind of synastry with Jupiter. That's a good positioning for starting up some joint venture with your younger siblings. And this phase, this entire 13 months, I will say Gemini people will be having good time with their friends, cousins, younger siblings, and neighbors also, because third house is the house of your neighbors, your very near relatives and all, because Jupiter is transiting in third, and from there it's aspecting 11th house. So third and 11th house, these two houses, that will be smoothness in these two houses. And those who are especially working on third house things, like they are in communication field, telecommunication, mass media, mass communication, or journalist, writer, publishing, or working for, you can say, some program hosting. So some whoever is working on that third house things, short travel or travel agency or tourist guide, those who are working on those fields, they will be having good time. No matter other things or professional field, I talked about other people, but these kind of people, they will be having good time. They will be having really some fortunate time in terms of Jupiter staying on the third house. Jupiter will expand the third house, and third house related work whoever is doing, those Gemini people will be beneficial during that time. And this 13 months, Gemini people will be actually attaining some good knowledge. They will be keen to grab some good knowledge, because ninth is the house of dharma, higher education. So where planet of wisdom, Jupiter, is going to aspect this ninth house, so obviously it will give some knowledge to some enthusiasm to grab the knowledge, and of course they will be making some noble friends during this time. Once again, that 11th house aspect of Saturn. And other than that, there Gemini people actually needs to keep cool and calm themselves on the workstation during this time, because there will be some blame games, some odd situation in their workplace, especially those who are actually employed. Those who are not in business, not doing their own work, is actually employed, is working under someone, going for jobs, those people especially. So, and especially that will be quite a lot of the intensity will be high when Jupiter will be crossing ultimately Uttar Falguni Nakshatra. So just keep yourself cool, and because that can happen during this time, so keep that in your mind. So now when it came to nakshatra, I need to talk that Jupiter is going to cross 3 nakshatra in Leo. First one is Magha, then Purva Falguni and Uttar Falguni. When Jupiter will be crossing Magha, Gemini ascendant people will be feeling very irritated, very much frustrated, because they will be unable to express themselves. There will be some kind of trouble in expressing themselves, linking up with people, so that will make them quite a lot of irritated. And secondly, when it will be crossing Purva Falguni Nakshatra, I will say during that time Gemini people will be having lots of gala time, good get together, very good positive get together, going out with friends and family members, cousins, and they can even get some help in their work from friends or cousins or younger or older siblings. So because Purva Falguni Lord is actually Venus. The Lord Venus is the 5th and 12th house Lord. So lots of entertainment, passing some leisure time, all those things is going to be there when Jupiter will be crossing Purva Falguni. So lastly, Jupiter will be crossing Uttar Falguni. That will be stressful time, and I will say that don't take any hasty decision that I need to leave this job right now, right away. No, keep yourself cool, because perhaps maybe you will be repenting. So you should not be like this. When Jupiter will be crossing to Uttar Falguni Nakshatra, the Lord of this nakshatra, Sun itself, the 3rd house Lord, so 3rd house will be activated, which is 6th away from 10th house. So third house is not so good for those people who are actually employed. So when Jupiter will be crossing Uttar Falguni, that time will be really stressful in your in profession. Keep yourself cool, because later also Rahu is going to join your Jupiter. So perhaps you will be thinking, oh no, I'm getting some good opportunity over there for some smooth for some easy benefit. You will perhaps leave this job, will try to join the other one, and later you will keep on thinking, oh no, what did I do? So it should not be like this. Keep yourself cool and try to deal with the situation. So that was all about Jupiter in Leo for Gemini Ascendant. But all these things I have told about also depends on Ashtavarga points of Jupiter. If it's getting more than 4 points in Ashtavarga table in Leo sign, then definitely it's going to give quite a lot of good time. And if it's not, then yeah, we need to struggle more or less. And if it's 4 average, somehow we will cover up the situation. And whatever I talked about till now, you can read about this transit for Gemini people on my official website. You can keep your queries over here in YouTube channel, and all these links for my official fan page in Facebook, or my Twitter account, my Instagram, whatever, everything is somehow below mentioned. So just keep reading, keep going on with the astrology, and be connect with me, and I'll get back to you people. So next perhaps I'll do some Saturn transit videos. Till then, keep reading and keep in touch with me. Bye bye.